These are the victims of the conflict in Mount Elgon. This family has sought refuge in a school where no learning has taken place for months. Thousands have fled the area. The Sabaot Land Defense Force, SLDF, a local militia notorious for killing and mutilating its victims, has terrorized them for 2 years. In its ranks are youths dissatisfied with the allocation of land by the government. At first, the militia championed the interest of the people. Then they turned against them. David Ndiwa had 5 members of his family killed by the SLDF. His house was also destroyed.
SDLF killed my father and my mother and 3 of my brothers. They also looted all the property I had. I now have nothing left.
The militia's trademark was to chop off their victims' ears. This is the fate David Capcom suffered when he failed to pay a fine they imposed on him. These are some of the displaced in the Mount Elgon conflict. They fled their homes due to insecurity and came to live in this school. They say the government reacted so late to their problems, and when it eventually did, it brought them little relief. In an effort to stamp out the brutal militia, the government sent in the military. What followed raised even more outcry. Human rights groups say thousands were tortured and dozens killed. Houses were also burned down in the military operation. Timona Kimutai says he was tortured by the military. Weeks later, he still feels the pain physically and psychologically.
When
the military came, we were happy. We thought they would bring peace, but they ended up increasing our suffering. They unleashed more violence on us.
This human rights activist has been recording what's been going on in Mount Elgon.
So initially, they were victims of the Sabaot Land Defense Force, both torturing people, killing, raping women under ABC. Then when the military came, they repeated the same style as Sabaot Land Defense Force was doing. So now people have suffered double.
The government denies all this. It says those tortured and killed were militia members subjected to mob justice by outraged citizens. Though calm is returning to Mount Elgon, the emotive issue of land remains the major grievance among the residents. And unless the government addresses this issue, peace here will be short-lived. Mohamed Ado, Al Jazeera, Mount Elgon in Western Kenya.